Dang emos, Halloween 2019 was wild. MCR actually got back together. We did it. Hey, what's up guys, it's Steph. Okay, and today we're here to wrap up the reading month in October and also just talk about the fact that it actually happened, and that thing where like Troy and follow the Smashing Pumpkins where they were banned and they were off for 6 years and they're back actually happened, which is wild. And I don't know what year we live in because both the Jonas Brothers and My Chemical Romance are back in action, and it's just wild. What year is this? Anywho, back to the bookish content y'all are probably here for. And like I said, we're here to wrap up October, and I didn't necessarily read anything spooky in October, but I did get 4 things read. So let's just jump into those really quick. And let me just tell you, October may not be my most productive reading month, but it had some of my favorites of 2019 in this month, and I'm excited to share them with you. First up, one of my top 3, at least in the top 3 favorites of the year, is Full Disclosure by Cameron Garrett. This one, oh my goodness, this is about a teen who is HIV positive. Yes, she is HIV positive, and it is a story about she moves to a new school where no one knows she's HIV positive, and she's kind of keeping it under wraps because when it got out at her last school, it just developed into chaos. And you know, here she's starting to make friends, everything's going good, she's starting to catch feelings for the guy, but she's also getting notes in her locker that someone knows her dirty little secret, and it's gonna get out if she doesn't stop checking out this guy that she's catching feelings for. My goodness, this book, it was so beautifully written and so well written. This is a debut book. I got this a little bit early through Book of the Month YA. I reviewed this in full, so I don't want to say too much about it. Just know it's absolutely beautiful. It made me, like, as soon as I was done, just go listen to Rent and cry, which was fantastic. If you are into theater, you'll probably like this book. It's like just such theater nerd vibes coming from this because our main character, Simone, her name is Simone, right? I'm so sorry. Simone, she is she is the theater director. They're doing a production of Rent, and the way it just ties into the story as well, it is chef kiss beautiful. This is an amazing debut that I would love to see everyone read. Like, it is really, really good, and gosh, just go check out my review if you want to hear more about it because I love this book. Next up is a book that doesn't qualify for one of my tops of the year. This one was just kind of an okay read. A new comic book shop opened in my town. I checked it out and I was immediately like, this is something I want to read, so I went in a few days later and picked it back up. That is Moonstruck. Volume 1, Magic to Brew. It's like, I know there was more in the title list down here. This one, I'm pretty sure it was a webcomic first, and then it got published. I don't know if it was through Kickstarter or what, but there is like fan art in the back for the characters. And this story, how do I describe the story? It is magic, it is gay, it's fun, but it wasn't the best just story. The artwork is incredible. I love this style of artwork. Like, there's a few people I follow online who have very similar styles, and I absolutely love this style of artwork. It's just the story it didn't feel all the way there. It felt there, but it just also felt lacking. Like, I was being told so much and like experiencing it, but it didn't feel like fully fleshed out and fully all there. Like, it was okay, and I can't really describe it. It just wasn't. It was okay. That's all I have to say about it. It wasn't super like stellar that makes me want to scream from the rooftops. It doesn't make me want to trash it or anything. Artwork beautiful, story kind of flat. It was interesting to say the least. I liked the magical characters. I liked how they somehow intermingled with like humans, and everything was kind of mixed together. It was fun, but not the greatest. It was alright. Next up is a book that doesn't qualify for one of my tops of the year. This one was just kind of an okay read. A new comic book shop opened in my town. I checked it out and I was immediately like, this is something I want to read, so I went in a few days later and picked it back up. That is Moonstruck. Volume 1, Magic to Brew. It's like, I know there was more in the title list down here. This one, I'm pretty sure it was a webcomic first, and then it got published. I don't know if it was through Kickstarter or what, but there is like fan art in the back for the characters. And this story, how do I describe the story? It is magic, it is gay, it's fun, but it wasn't the best just story. The artwork is incredible. I love this style of artwork. Like, there's a few people I follow online who have very similar styles, and I absolutely love this style of artwork. It's just the story felt, it didn't feel all the way there. It felt there, but it just also felt lacking. Like, I was being told so much and, like, experiencing it, but it didn't feel like fully fleshed out and fully all there. Like, it was okay, and I can't really describe it. It just wasn't, it was okay. That's all I have to say about it. It wasn't super, like, stellar that makes me want to scream from the rooftops. It doesn't make me want to trash it or anything. Artwork beautiful, story kind of flat. It was interesting to say the least. I liked the magical characters. I liked how they somehow interacted, like, intermingled with, like, humans, and everything was kind of mixed together. It was fun, but not the greatest. It was alright. Next up, which is a library book I got, and I believe I also made a video on this one, so check that out as well. I made, like, it was like 8 minutes talking about the Nightmareverse because it's beautiful, and that is A Dream So Dark by Ellen McKinney. This book got me out of a slump. Like, this month I was slumping. I was not feeling great. Ellen McKinney, like, grabbed me and just threw me out of it with this book. Finally got it from my library. My library finally got it in. I picked it up. I read it in one sitting, 400 plus pages in one sitting. Oh, so good. This book is a sequel. It is part of the Nightmareverse. I don't know if it's going to be a trilogy. I don't know how many more books we're going to get or what, but I would love to see more from this universe because there's so many questions I have after the second book. It is so good. This one is just basically a retelling of a badass Alice who fights nightmares and keeps our world safe, and it's like trying to balance life here and life, like, defending Wonderland and our world. It's so freaking good, and the characters are super interesting, and the story is so gripping, and the way that Ellen McKinney describes Wonderland is absolutely freaking beautiful. Like I said, I kind of did a review of that book, so go check out my reading reaction review kind of thing to that. I'll link all this stuff in the description down below, and hopefully in the icon if I remember to do things. Editing and uploading stuff, she's out there. Finally this month, I listened to the audiobook for Where the Crawdads Sing. I don't remember where I found the recommendation for this book. I feel like it was either Book Twitter, very high possibility, Books and Lala, or Natasha from My Reading is Odd. One of those three, I feel like one of those three had to have given it to me. I feel like it may have been Lala, but I just don't know where I heard it. It was one of those three places. But this one is about a girl who spends her whole life growing up in the swamp. She's kind of left to grow on her own, and eventually she is accused of the murder of some dude from this town that just outside of where she lives, and she is put on trial. It is a really wild story. It, like, I don't even know how to describe this book. It was incredible, though. I finished a few days ago, and I still find myself thinking about plots of it, and thinking about just the way certain things were written and described, and it's just really wow. But it's the only adult book I read this month, and it was just, wow, it was, like, super impactful. I know I should be giving, like, this, like, well-worded review, but I can't find words to describe this book. It was crazy. It somehow kept me engaged. Although there was points, like, if I had read this book with my eyes instead of listening to it, I feel like I might not have enjoyed it as much as the audiobook, because there was a point where I was going to finish out in one day. I was just going to one sitting do it, but I couldn't. It got to a point where I just had to stop. It was just kind of dragging on for me. And then I turned on the next day, and I'm immediately sucked back into the story and fully invested and finished it, and just, wow, I was cheering for certain parts. I felt my heart break for certain parts. Like, audible gasps for certain parts. It was so compelling and good, and I would recommend that book if you get the chance to read it or listen to it. Like I said, I don't think I would have enjoyed it as much if I had actually read it with my eyes, but listening to it, it was rad. It was a 12-hour audiobook, so time 2 speed, 6 hours. There you go, guys. It is, wow, that was really good. I can't describe it. It was just, it's a roller coaster of emotions that is so worth the ride. And yeah, that is all I've got for you guys today. I am thinking about taking place in the Buzzwordathon. I filmed a TBR, but I'm going to scrap it and redo it if I do end up doing the Buzzwordathon, because I was filming it in a state of kind of panic and stress, so I want to redo it and actually have a good thing up for you. Also in November, I'm trying to get up as fast as I can. Expect a compilation of my Inktober drawings, because I actually did Inktober this year, and I did almost every day, which is crazy. I did get every day done, but I only recorded like 28 or 29 days. There's like 2 or 3 days that are missing, but all my Inktober's, I'm going to be posting a compilation of all those, and I'm very excited for you guys to see it because there's a couple I'm super proud of. Like the last day, that was my masterpiece. That was my peak art experience. Anywho, that's all I've got for you guys today. If you have any comments about the books I've read or videos you want to see from me, let me know it down below because I'm always looking for content. You gotta find it somewhere. Anywho, that's all I've got for you guys today. I hope you have a lovely day/night, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.